Hello ATEEZ, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, I actually just finished filming the MV reaction, the Gorilla MV reaction, and now I am moving on to the album reaction. I am extremely excited. I did listen to the previews, not the preview, sorry, the highlight medley, and just sort of judging from the whole highlight medley, the songs that really caught my attention immediately were Cyberpunk and The Ring, but I am really looking forward to being surprised by the other songs. Yeah, I can never tell. Like, those are my favorites right now just from the highlight medley, but let's look at what my final ranking is gonna be after I listen to the whole album. Alrighty, let's get into it. Okay, so I could not find a single like lyric video for Propaganda. I don't know if Propaganda has any lyrics in it or not. Maybe that's why it doesn't have a lyric video. So I just decided to listen to it on Spotify instead. And yes, as you can see, I have already liked Gorilla. I've been listening to it in between these two reactions, the MV and this album. Okay, anyway, let's listen to Propaganda. I actually really like Propaganda too. It's just an intro, but I really like it. It sounds really cool to me.
Wake up. Wake up, world. Are you there? It's time.
This is like Stranger Things. Doesn't it sound like that? I love this part. I really do. Eyes in the sky. Oh! We heard this part too. Yes. What a freaking intro, man. What a freaking intro. Okay, Sector 1, you gotta wait. That intro is beautiful. They always have really wonderful intros and outros. It's always been so cinematic in the past, and this one also really fits the concept of this whole movement album. It's just beautiful. I love it. Okay, next up we have Sector 1. So this is a song that was performed on the showcase, and yes, I did watch the showcase, so I have listened to it one time, but it was the first time, and there was a lot of concentrating on the performance, and there was a lot happening. And obviously, like I said, for Gorilla as well, it's just different when the song is completely released instead of like watching from a live performance. Now we really get to listen to the song, so very excited for that. Okay, let's not talk about it, let's just listen first. 3, 2, 1, let go. The answer outro, beautiful. I love this intro with Yeosang. Oh yes, oh my gosh, Yeosang intro. I was screaming to my screen, at my screen. I was screaming at my screen. Oh my gosh. Okay. Gotta relax. But this intro is so beautiful to this song. It really is. Let's listen to it.
빨간 불빛이 터지네 회색 도시 위로 흩어지네
Oh,
여길 삼켜버린 건 deep dark 모든 것을 바꿔버린 light 누구도 느끼지 못했던 알고 싶어
oh, this part.
사랑한다는 게
Oh my freaking goodness, Jung, you know, I freaking love his voice, man. I cannot. Oh my god. Okay, I just really love this intro with Yosang San and you know. Okay, I love this intro. Like even the performance, it's freaking gorgeous, beautiful.
터지네 회색 도시 위로 흩어지네 Oh yeah 여길 삼켜버린 건 deep dark 모든 것을 바꿔버린
Yes, that flow.
느끼지 못했던
It's like almost. It's like he's rapping. Okay, it's almost like he's rapping.
Oh yeah 여길 삼켜버린 건 deep dark
Sorry, my hair is just annoying me.
누구도 느끼지 못했던 알고 싶어 사랑한다는 게 무엇인지 어떤 느낌인지 내 안에 뭔가가 계속 흔들려 하고 있어 What is the truth? I wanna know Let's go into the second one
Oh, that's what they say.
Let's go 모두 다 일어나
Sector 1.
소리가 make it rain Let's make a way Let's go into the second one
Fighters fighting, killers killing, 우린 boys put up here to get in line. Are you ready for the game? 처음 느껴보는 dream, 깨달음은 유일무이 눈을 뜨니 zombie 못 죽어 for real.
Okay, so the zombies, they're obviously not talking about like zombies what we think, but it's like how they've showed us in the trailers and stuff about the people being like zombies. They're controlled. I'm pretty sure he's talking about those zombies who don't have a brain of their own.
Fighting, killers killing, 우린 boys put up here to get in line. Are you ready for the game? 처음 느껴보는 dream, 깨달음은 유일무이 눈을 뜨니 zombie 못 죽어 for real.
별들은 마치 너가 잠을 잘 때 꿈꾸는 꿈에서 꾸는 것 같아 죽을 것 같은 새벽이 지나고 보일 것 같아 어나더 차가운 내 눈앞에
Oh god. Oh my god. Freaking the rap just goes like da 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 and then it goes into this beautiful sound. Music to my ears. Oh my gosh.
zombie 못 죽어 for real.
별들은 마치 너가 잠을 잘 때 꿈꾸는 꿈에서 꾸는 것 같아 죽을 것 같은 새벽이 지나고 보일 것 같아 어나더 차가운 내 눈앞에 사랑한다는 게 무엇인지 어떤 느낌인지 내 안에 뭔가가 계속 흔들려
Ooh, their voices together. Ooh.
I wanna know Let's go into the second one Let's go 지면 내 거리로 Let's go 들린 진실로 Let's go 모두 다 일어나 기울여봐 내 소리가 make it rain
I love that part. I love that.
Let's go into the second one 눈을 떠 with me
Ooh, this part.
느껴봐 with me 눈을 떠 with me 느껴봐 with me
Wow. Wow.
빛처럼 우린 자유로워 그 어떤 것도 nothing can stop
Woo!
Let's go
Ooh. I love that little effect that came in my ears from left to right. I love that.
그 어떤 것도 nothing can stop
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Let's go 모두 다 여기로 Let's go 모두 다 진실로 Let's go 모두 다 버리고 기울여봐 내 소리가 make it rain Let's make a way
Oh my god.
into the second one
Oh, what a friggin' opening track. Oh. Oh my goodness, sorry, a lot is happening. Okay. I almost ate my mic, but this is a great starting track. It's not the intro, but it's like the first track. It really gives you a sense of what this album is about, you know, in terms of its lyrics and everything. let's go into sector 1. It's like they're on this mission, you know? It just starts off like we gotta do this. We have a goal. And that's sort of the mindset that you get into. I always feel like the first songs are so important. Like they really give you a feel of what the album is going to be, especially if it's a concept album like this one. This is really a concept album, and it really gives you an understanding of what you're getting into. And I think they really did that brilliantly. Beautiful. I love it. Oh, we have Bandana Yunho here. Bandana Yunho, I'm here for you, okay? Cyberpunk. This is a song that I'm really extremely excited for. Okay? I feel like this is gonna be completely like my style, you know? Okay. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Wow, I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all. Okay. Wow, it just goes into the part that was in the freaking highlight medley. Wow. Wow, okay. This was so unexpected. Like while listening to this to Cyberpunk in the highlight medley, I wouldn't have thought that's the intro. I wouldn't have thought that's how it started. With San over here. Oh my gosh. Did you guys expect that? I did not at all. Oh, beautiful. Oh, wow. Yes, Young. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh. Okay, wait, Jungkook, we have to get to your part, okay? But that na 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 na. Wait, I'm probably gonna get the melody wrong because this is the first time I'm listening to it. But that was so cool. It sounded so evil. You feel me? It sounded like really evil. Oh yes, I love it. Oh wow. Wow. I just didn't expect this, okay? It's actually it's actually really different to what I had in mind. I'm not gonna lie. This is like wow, it's blowing my mind right now. It's blowing my mind. Okay. But I really love this part. It's kind of really addicting. Na 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 na. Okay, I don't know. I ruined that, but I'm sorry. Okay, Jungho.
취해버린 눈빛이 이리저리 뱅뱅이 돌고 도시 falling down 익숙해진 weapon 너를 걸지 못는 pain 파란피 붉은 tear 내 존재 자체는 덧 존재 자체가 덧 의미를 잃을 life 필연적이지만 답은 묻는 나 흑백 사진 간속에 매다 Who am I my mind
Wow, I love that. Ooh, I really love that whole Hongjoong and Mingi part. That was so perfectly placed right before Songhwa comes in. Oh, it sounded great. Just the flow of it, I love how it flowed into Songhwa's part.
눈빛이 이리저리 뱅뱅이 돌고 도시 falling down 익숙해진 weapon 너를 걸지 못는 pain 파란피 붉은 tear 내 존재
Okay, I am so sad. I have no idea where my camera cut off. But basically, I was talking about how I really love Hongjoong and Mingi's parts going into Songhwa's part. I feel like it was just set up so perfectly. I love their raps. And I feel like the lyrics are really quite deep. I feel like this is a really deep album. It's gonna be one of those, you know? I love it.
익숙해진 weapon 너를 걸지 못는 pain 파란피 붉은 tear 내 존재 자체는 덧 존재 자체가 덧 의미를 잃을 life 필연적이지만 답은 묻는 나 흑백 사진 간속에 매다 Who am I my mind
I love this part. And I love this Wuyang part.
So tell me where do we go
This is so cool. Oh. Why is this so good? I love that part. Wow. Wow. I freaking love, you know, I love how this album was promoted, first of all. You know, just how KQ started the whole thing with the K18Es, the propaganda stuff and all that. And, you know, it was always like, don't trust what you see, don't believe everything. Like, they've been enforcing that. And even on freaking Universe. Yes, I'm on Universe. Yes, I was subscribed to some of them. I feel like my subscription is gonna end sometime soon, and I really want to upgrade it to where I can subscribe to everybody because I really want to. But I will say this: one of the people I was subscribed to was Hongjoong, and Hongjoong, he always kept like saying things like to not believe what you see and not trust things as you see it. Basically, he kept saying those things even on Universe, even in the messages. He said that quite a few times, actually. And I just think that's so cool, you know? I just think it's so cool, honestly. Just the way everything was promoted, it really made you feel really immersed. Like you're really part of this movement. That's what I really love about it. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I love it. Oh, wow. Awesome. Awesome. I will say that Cyberpunk, it ended up being really different to what I thought it was going to be. Okay, I actually thought the song was going to be way more chill, Okay? It still is the song I thought it was gonna be, but a bit on like steroids, like a little bit more powerful than I thought it was initially gonna be. And but I have no complaint. I really really love this song. 2 songs in, and they are still very on theme, you know, with the whole concept. Well, the next song I think was Gorilla. I think Gorilla is after this, and oh my gosh, this album is just. I said this on Twitter. It's such like a revolution album. It's like this whole album sounds like revolution music, and it really just feels like that. It does. Alrighty, next up we have The Ring. This is the other song that I was really looking forward to. I really liked the preview of the highlight medley. So let's see how this one's gonna play out. Okay, let's go.
감당할 수 없는 힘이 넘쳐 감춰진 어둠은 여길 덮쳐 뒤엉킨 욕망이 쓸배워 We just wanna say make it louder We just elevate going higher 피어린 자리에 남은 슬픔은 비가 되어 모두 적셔 흘러넘쳐 No I'm not okay
I'm not okay. Wait. I'm not okay. That was a lot to take in, okay? Like, cause the melody was really like everywhere, you know, with the pause and the music and everything. Like, I was just trying to understand it for a while. Honestly, I think I'm still trying to understand it. Can we just go back and listen to it? I'm sorry. This opening with Yosang again. Oh my gosh. I love this beat though.
감당할 수 없는 힘이 넘쳐 감춰진 어둠은 여길 덮쳐 뒤엉킨 욕망이 쓸배워 We just wanna say make it louder We just elevate going higher
Okay. I think I've got it.
남은 슬픔은 비가 되어 모두 적셔 흘러넘쳐 No more
Oh.
I'm not okay I'm not okay
Ooh, I love that.
사람들이 흘린 눈물이 강을 이워 Oh no
You know, your voice is gonna make me cry. I swear. I freaking love this man. I really do.
더 크게 외쳐 소리 질러
Yes! Song, sing that. Oh my gosh. This is from the highlight medley. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Control A 우리 팀은 베이스 이미 시작된 게임 치고받고 올리겠지 세계가 맞고 제재를 가지고 있을 캡 우리 세대의 파랑한 마찬 문제야
Don't wait 어서 방해 안 오미 지금부터 remedy can't control my energy Digital bomb bombing bomb 거짓 mother breaking bad Just flame in my vein now we pumping and the failure I'm not okay
Ooh, oh my gosh. I could tell that the rappers were really gonna slay it in this song. Cause it's that kind of song. Sometimes you just know which songs are really gonna suit. Well, all songs suit them, okay. But I just knew this kind of song, this kind of beat, the way Mingi came in, and after that Hongjun, oh my gosh, the way Hongjun did his rap, oh my gosh, I love it.
이미 시작된 게임 치고받고 올리겠지 세계가 맞고 제재를 가해도 있을 캡 우리 세대의 반항한 마찬 문제야
He really went into his little like squeaky thing, okay? But I'm not saying this in a bad way, okay? That's literally how the artist is wanting it to sound. That's how he's presenting it. And that's the style he's doing. And I love it. I freaking love it.
게임 치고받고 올리겠지 세계가 맞고 제재를 가해도 있을 캡 우리 세대의 반항한 마찬 문제야
Woo! Wow, you saw. What are these songs, man? Oh my gosh, what are these songs? Literally, I feel like I have to listen to them a lot of times to really just grasp them, because a lot of them have so many individual parts. Do you feel me? Like I don't know. I feel like they have so many different parts put together, and every separate part, I really feel like I need to listen to it and like take it in. It just feels like a lot. That's all I'm trying to say. This part also with Jungho and then Yoonho, I love this part. I love it. Oh my god. I love this part. I love every part. I said that for every part. The ring. The boxing, it really does sound like they're gonna fight in a boxing ring. That's what it sounds like. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're boxers. Oh my gosh. They're here to fight. They're gonna protect it. He's the defender. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yun. Oh my gosh. Wow. Listening to that actually made me really tired. It just feels like I really felt like I listened to many different songs. Like some of the parts are just so... Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say right now. Wow, like, I'm not gonna lie. It feels a little bit hard to digest, but I'm not saying it's bad, okay? I'm not saying it's bad at all, okay? I actually really love it. You heard me saying that I love this part, I love that part. But it's like me saying I love this part, I love that part. But like as a whole, it just feels like it's so much. So I feel like I need a few more listens to really digest it. It's just so much right now. But I think that's also because the first two songs were really crazy also. Listen, I saw this one tweet where someone's, I think a lot of people are saying this, but was it a tweet or on YouTube? I don't know. But someone said that this album is full of title tracks, and now I know what they mean. Okay? Each one feels like a title track. It really does. Until now, it really, really does. Okay. Breathe and breathe. Alright, 18Es. Next up, we have Where Do I Go? Okay. I don't know why I said it like that, but let's go. I freaking love how in almost every song Yosang started. Oh my gosh. Yosang, get them lines, boy. Get those intros, boy.
우리가 봤지 뭘 손갔지 다시 또 무너져가네 Oh yeah Give it up Get it low 빛을 잃어가는 time
This album really feels like it's so well placed into the I've been saying this, okay? It's just so into, it sounds very futuristic. Actually, that's a word I would like to use as well. It sounds very futuristic, this album. There's like a lot of like, it feels like Android music. What am I saying? Android music. But especially how this song started, I don't know, it just gives me very futuristic vibes. Dystopian vibes. Dystopian land music. I don't know what that's supposed to sound like, but it probably sounds like this album.
Oh yeah 빠지고 빠졌지 뺏은 깜짝이야 위험해 방에 빠져들고 돌아가 Oh yeah 웃기고 꼬여 위험해 손을 넘어 희미해져가 하얀 불꽃이 번져 제 만남은 paradise 터질 듯한 세상 속에 점점 날 잃어가 Diving deeper Diving deeper Where I go 나는 어디로 깊은 곳으로 빠져들고 있는지 Is it true?
That was from the highlight.
가다라만 봐서 나가봐 세상 There's no monster 희미해져 마서 외로워래도 계속 오지세 향해 내 혼란
I just randomly thought about this, but even if this album was named Cyberpunk, I think it would have just fit really well. Like all these songs would have fit really well. It's just giving me, this song especially is giving me like, the word is cyberpunk. It really sounds I don't know. This song would have been named Cyberpunk. I would name it Cyberpunk. It just sounds like that. Oh gosh, okay.
희미해져 마서 외로워래도 계속 오지세 향해 내 혼란 난 내가 아닐지도 몰라
Ooh.
거울에 비친 모습이 내 눈빛에 텅 비어 보여 기억 속 다른 눈을 나는 대체 어디 있는지 하얀 불꽃이 번져 제 만남은 paradise 터질 듯한 세상 속에 점점 날 잃어가 Diving deeper Diving deeper
This is such a freaking unique ass hook. I don't know how else to say it. It's so different. It is so different. Oh my gosh.
Diving deeper 나는 어디로 깊은 곳으로 빠져들고 있는지 Is it true? Diving deeper Somebody take me away 희망을 잊은 곳 난 벗어날래
I love this part. I love Jungho's part. Actually, I actually really listen. I feel like the hook is really different to my liking, to my taste. Honestly, it really is. But for some reason, I really like it. The Songhwa and Jungho part, I actually really like it. I feel like it's kind of addictive. Wow, that song was a trip. Okay, where do I go? Actually, because I'm kind of lost. I feel I have so many thoughts, but I don't think I can put them together. That song was really different. That was like some experimental ass music, and definitely ATEEZ has done stuff like that. Okay, and there have been songs. There have been a lot of ATEEZ songs where you see my reactions on YouTube, and I didn't think they were that great, but I ended up loving them a lot later on. There were a lot of songs like that, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a kind of so with the song. Because, like I said, I feel a little lost in my views in this first listen. But I have a feeling this will really grow on me. That hook is just kind of addictive. In a weird way. It really is. I don't know what's up with that. The where do I go part. Where do you go? What is there? Where do I go? Where do you go? Ah, my brain is gonna burst. Okay, last but not least, the album closer. New World. Okay, let's go. Tell me, just you cannot tell me that this doesn't sound like some futuristic music. It really sounds like the OSTs of a movie that is about a dystopian land. I think I nailed that. I think I explained it perfectly. Oh, these instruments? Like a wave. I love that. Hongjung. Oh my gosh. See, they really don't. None of us know. We're all lost. Okay. There's still, even in this song, Hongjung's like, where are we going? For the glory, for victory. I love that. Oh. This hook is really beautiful. This hook is really beautiful. The hook is just so... This hook really feels very grand as well. It's just so empowering. It feels like you're doing something wonderful. Is this a weird explanation? Doing something wonderful? I don't know how else to say it. But I really think this hook is so beautiful. On Twitter, I actually posted about these the previews, like the highlight medley. And for this song, actually, honestly, the first time I heard the highlight of this, It really reminded me of All the Things You Said by Tattoo. Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing that it's raining really heavily outside. Thank goodness, because it was really hot today. You know, when it gets really hot, it usually pours right after that. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. But anyway, yeah, I was talking about that song by Tattoo, All the Things You Said. You know, it's the hook, you know? It's the
All the things you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head.
it really, this part, like that just sounds like a faster part. This hook really reminded me of that. I think it's the grouping of the words, like how they've put it. Like, let's listen to that again. Let's listen to the hook again. Oh, power. Okay, 우영. Oops, sorry, I did not mean to do that. I meant to increase the volume. Oh gosh. Oh my god, this hook. This hook is hypnotizing. Woo, Mingye! Ooh. Wow. Wow, Jungho sounds so brilliant in that part. I love that part of his. Okay, I think that's the end. Oh my goodness, man. Oof. This album. First of all, I just wanna I'm just thankful for everyone who took part in this. Honestly, like everyone who's in charge of the composition. I already said that when I was watching the dance preview, the gorilla performance preview. I mentioned this. I was like, just listening to Gorilla, I was so impressed with the composition. And now listening to this whole album, I wasn't disappointed. Honestly, I was not disappointed at all. Yes, some songs and some parts of the songs, it's like it almost feels like unusual, okay? But for some reason that's really fitting for this album. Like it just fits so well. And because of that I really like it. I don't know how else to explain that. That's how I really feel. And I just feel like this is so masterfully put together, these songs, and I really want to give big props to the composers. Honestly, great job, okay? Great job. But I loved everything. I really enjoyed the lyrics of most of the songs, I think. And the fact that Hongjung and Mingi actually worked on the lyrics for all the songs, you know. Their name wasn't on Propaganda, but that was just the intro. No wonder. They had their name on every other song. Oh my gosh, it's revolution music. Revolution music. It really I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I just feel like this is what I really want to give them props for. The way they've just put these songs together under this concept of this whole propaganda, this whole revolution going on, and it just fits so perfectly. That is not easy to pull off. You guys, concept albums are not easy to pull off, and they are very much different from regular albums. When you have like a whole concept going on, and especially in K-pop, a lot of them have certain concepts, but the way this album is done and how to the concept they have been in every song, that is what amazed me. That is what I want to give props for, because it really just fits so well. Every song just feels like it's meant to be on this album, you know? That's what I'm trying to get at. After listening to this album, I actually feel tired, as though I was part of some rebellion. Like I actually am tired. Did that happen to any of you guys? Or is it just me? Okay, but I'm gonna rank these. Okay, in 5th place, I think my least favorite song, just because I felt very confused by I really where do I go? Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt really confused in a lot of parts. I don't know, that's just the feeling it gave. Not that I didn't understand it, but it's just the feeling it gave me, you know. That is probably my least favorite. It's still a great song. Honestly, I love these songs so much, this whole album. But that's gonna be my number 5. My number 4 is actually, I'm kind of surprised with myself. Okay, I thought I was gonna put this higher, but I think I just like the other songs more. My number 4 is New World. Yeah, I do like it a lot though. My number 3 is gonna be Cyberpunk and The Ring, both of them. I think, honestly, when I heard the highlight, my intuition for my personal liking of music, I don't think it ever fails me, and I liked both of these quite a lot. So they are my number 3, both of them. Then after that, number 2 is actually what is placed at number 2. It's Sector 1, and my favorite song is the title song, is the main title, Gorilla. I freaking love that song. Okay, I think it's just so perfectly put together. I have no complaints about it, honestly. And one thing I have really noticed is time and again in every ATEEZ albums, I always rank their title songs really high. It's either number 1, I think. I don't know if it's always been number 1, their title tracks, but they've always been high. They've always been top 2, at least, I have to say. I'm not sure, I can't remember, but what I'm trying to get at is that the company, KQ, ATEEZ, they always, I feel, focus on the title tracks, and let me tell you why that is so important. Honestly, title tracks are the way to reach the audience. You know, a lot of times, a lot of people who are not already ATEEZ, they don't listen to the whole album. the title track is the way you attract more people. So it makes complete sense for you to have a really, really strong, attractive title track. A lot of times I found myself listening to albums of some other groups where I end up not liking the title track, and I feel so bad. Honestly, I feel so bad for them because I don't think that is the way to do it. Personally, I do not feel that is the way to go about it because I feel your title track should be stand out. It really should. If you're trying to reach an audience, like new people, I feel like your title track should really be the one that really hits, you know. When it comes to ATEEZ, I always like their title tracks. I have always liked their title tracks. There's not a single ATEEZ title track I do not like. Not one. Okay? And that says a lot. And that to me is KQ doing it right. Doing it the right way. That is the way to do it, guys. Honestly, that is the way to do it. Of course, B-sides are important. Like, a lot of times I end up liking B-sides more than title tracks. But I feel, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to talk about the importance of the main songs, you know, that have the MVs and everything. It's like, they're really important. That's usually how people gravitate to a group. You get attracted by the main song, the MV, and then you're like, oh, I should listen to this whole album. That's how it goes. Yeah, I just want to say that I'm just really proud of the whole team. Just ATEEZ and everyone else that worked on this, and just the previous albums also, because I feel like they are doing everything right. You know, like, I haven't been disappointed, honestly. And even if I am disappointed about something for any of the groups, I really don't want anyone to take that in the wrong way. Because in my opinion, it's just me being really sad that it's affecting the group in a negative way, you know. So I just want the groups that I love to flourish, you know. I just want them to do well, and I have to say that KQ is killing it. The whole team, ATEEZ is killing it. They're doing everything right. That's all I have to say, man. Okay, I'm in a really talky mood. So if you guys are still here and still wanting to listen to me rambling, I really enjoy this direction that ATEEZ took with this album, like the sound, their sound. It is definitely very different to anything they have done until now. It's definitely more rock, a lot of rock influence in their songs, and I love it. Honestly, I love it. When I first heard Gorilla, you know, I was like, wow, rock tees, and it was just like new metal kind of music, and I was just hooked immediately because I really love new metal. I think it's a really cool genre. I love the whole mixture of alternative sounds and like rap and rock together, hip hop mixed, like all those sounds mixed together. I think it's so cool. And when the performance preview video dropped, I saw someone on Twitter say that it really reminded them of Linkin Park. There were some other groups that were compared to as well, like Rage Against the Machine. Like I see all of that, you know, like I definitely do. Linkin Park though, it was just like personally, they were like huge in my childhood life, so I was like, oh my gosh, when I saw that tweet I was like, oh wow, is ATEEZ really doing something like this? Whew. After I saw that tweet and then I saw the performance preview again, the performance preview video, the feeling that Gorilla gave me was actually a very similar feeling to Paper Cut. The feeling that Paper Cut gave me by Linkin Park. That's it. The songs don't sound anything alike, but I'm just talking about the feeling it gave me, you know, like just really powerful songs, and they sound like we're making a statement over here. Those kind of songs, you know. But yeah, ever since I saw that tweet, I hadn't been listening to Linkin Park a lot since you know, the whole Chester thing happened since he passed away. Rest in peace, Chester. One of my favorite vocalists, honestly. Like, his death was one of the few celebrity deaths that I actually cried for. Yeah, rest in peace. But what I was getting at was, I actually, after that tweet, I actually went back and listened to Linkin Park more, which I did not for almost a year or so. Like, I have not been listening to them, so so it was cool to go back to that. But yeah, it's just music is so wonderful, guys. Music is so wonderful, honestly. Okay, before I get too sentimental about my love for music, we should just stop it here. Stop this video here. Once again, I really enjoy this album. I love how experimental it is, and they really gave us something different. I love it. I'm so proud of them, you guys. I really am so proud of them. Anyway, there's gonna be a lot of promotion happening, a lot of stuff for us to watch. Please keep leaving comments about what you would like me to see. And yeah, this is the end of the video, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.